Broncos fans, if you were all the way back in on Denver after that huge Week 9 win in Dallas, then flood the comment section. I for in or O for out. Hand up, I was out on this team personally after a 4-game losing streak where the team didn't show much of a heartbeat. But no, this team looked way more like the Broncos team we saw through the first 3 weeks against the Cowboys on the road. So go ahead in the comment section, respond right now while that intro video rolls. Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown. I'm your host, Matthew Peterson. We got 2 things on tap for you guys today. We're going to go over the latest Broncos injury news that unfortunately brings some more sad news because what's another injury at this point for this team so far this season? And then we're going to go over to my Week 9 overreactions. I got 3 overreactions going all the way from Vic Fangio to playoff team. We got a lot to talk about on today's show, but let's kick it off with the latest injury news. It's unfortunate, but this is going to be the end of the line for the starting right guard for the Broncos, Graham Glasgow. He is done with an ankle injury he suffered in Week 9 against the Cowboys. You know they're an offensive lineman when they say, yeah, the injury sucks, but I'm really happy we were able to get the win. Because that's exactly what Glasgow said after this one. So go ahead in the comment section, send your well wishes. Looking forward to him being back on the field next season. All right, now about Patrick Surtain II, your rookie cornerback who left with a knee injury late in the game. Kind of a quiet departure because of the score, frankly. So Surtain got an MRI today, being Monday when we're filming right now, and still waiting on what the full scope of that is. But the MRI didn't show anything very bad. That's at least what I read on Twitter. And so, Twitter, you take what you get from it. So TBD on him in terms of how long he'll be out for. Hopefully he won't miss any time, but we're going to keep our noses and our eyes on that one. Next up, it's Bobby Massey, your starting right tackle, because again, what's one more injury? He's expected to miss 1 to 2 games. That's kind of my speculation based on what Vic Fangio said to the media. I think he said a couple of weeks, so hopefully it's nothing more than 1 or 2 games. It's promising that they didn't put him on IR immediately, which means you're going to miss 3 games. So to me, that tells me probably less than 3 games, probably closer to 1 or 2, but we'll keep you posted. Next up is Dalton Risner. He is good to go. Suffered a shoulder injury against the Cowboys, and ultimately just kind of a flukish injury, but he should be good to go against the Eagles this upcoming Sunday. This offensive line got beat up, though, because I guess it's their turn. First it was the linebacker unit, now it's the offensive line. If there's no Garrett, or no Bowles or Massey in Week 10, it's going to be the Calvin Anderson and Cam Fleming show as your tackles. With Glasgow's season's done, it's belly time at right guard. Quinn Miners, the 3rd-round pick out of the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. To me, just his personality kind of reminds me of the guy in Dodgeball who needs to get angry, you know? You got to get mean, that guy, except he's like that around the clock. So really excited to see what he can offer to the Broncos. He's been a fun kind of fan favorite. If you've followed him since coming over to the Broncos, he's been great when he's been able to step in as kind of that 6th guy after Anderson's 7th offensive lineman off the bench. So really excited to see what he can offer, but unfortunately, no Glasgow for the rest of the season. All this injury talk does have me wondering, do you think, honestly, the Broncos' injuries are just bad luck, or do you think there's something more going on here? Because, I mean, no one's poisoning the water in Denver, but it does reflect something on the strength and conditioning and the training facility and the regimen. I mean, every single team has a different approach to how they want to get players back into health and the rehab and the diet and everything like that. And look at me, I don't know one thing about a diet, but I do know that this seems a little more than just unlucky at this point. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments section. Moving on, let's get to my 3 Week 9 overreactions, and some of them, I don't even know if they are overreactions. I'm talking myself more into just reactions because this team showed a lot of promise against the Cowboys. So the first one, the Broncos will make the playoffs. When you're 5-4, you should be talking about the playoffs, but the Broncos just haven't looked anything close to a playoff team despite their record, which is just kind of it's like Ricky Bobby. I got a pretzel on my head. Over this Broncos team and how to evaluate them. So I'm not quite sold on them being a playoff team just yet. 1, we're still early on. There's a lot of football left, of course, but 2, let's not just completely drink the Gatorade on one win. Let's watch the Broncos string a couple of these together. Now, this is 2 in a row. We play Philly, who's absolutely beatable, but the AFC West is still pretty bottlenecked to me. Here's the standings right now. The Chargers sit at the top 5-3, and that's the crazy thing. The Broncos at the bottom, they're 5-4. Everyone's got the same amount of wins. It's just a bunch of tiebreakers right now, so everything's right in front of everyone. It's like Mario Kart, and no one's thrown the little eagle that comes from behind and blows it up yet. But maybe the Broncos can do that. But looking at the playoff picture right now, you see the Broncos, even 5-4 does not get you in. You don't have the tiebreaker over the Patriots. The Steelers have yet to play as we record this on Monday, so if you're watching on Tuesday, hopefully the Bears knocked off Pittsburgh, and that makes it a little more competitive. But 5-4, you got KC, Cleveland, Denver, and Cincinnati. The Broncos played Cleveland. They're going to play the Chiefs twice, and they're going to play the Bengals. So everything is up for grabs right now. Speaking of the Broncos schedule, let's check it out here. Here's what the next 5 games pose for the Broncos. Week 10 at home against the Eagles. I don't like to look too far ahead of the schedule, but I think you can look 1 week at a time. And this Eagles team, kind of difficult to peg. I think they're better than their record indicates. I don't think they're ever an easy out. I'm going to put it that way. Not an easy out kind of team. You're going to buy in week 11. That's great. You want to buy before you face off against this Chargers team. That's good. Just flat out good. Are they beatable? Yes. Do they have weaknesses? Sure. But they are a good football team. Week 13 at the Chiefs. The Chiefs look like a lot more fun of a team this year than the previous years to play against. So who knows? That's ways away. A lot can change between now and week 13. The Lions. I hope the Lions pick up a win. I just feel bad. I like what they're doing in Detroit, kind of, but I feel bad. But hopefully their first win doesn't come against the Broncos. Let it be someone else. Then Week 15 against the Bengals. That's a long ways away, but I'm looking at this and I see 5 games, 4 at home in the next 6 weeks. It's right in front of you. You got a home slate pretty much coming up against tough teams but beatable teams. 4-1. 3-2, you need one of those two, I think, to really put yourself in playoff contention. Don't fall flat on your face. Don't go 1-4 in this stretch. So what I want to know from you, though, is will the Broncos make the playoffs? I'm going to make this the pinned comment, so if you get hit with the YouTube ad break, scroll on down and reply to the pinned comment, then scroll back up when the video's over. I'll give you my answer in just a second. For me, it's still, I'm on the outside looking in. It's no. The Broncos still need to put together a more impressive resume, and it starts with head coach Vic Fangio. And that's the next overreaction. Will Vic Fangio return for 2022? So that's big overreaction right now. After the way the Broncos have played the last couple of weeks, the offense under Shermer has been atrocious, and it all starts with the head coach. But to me, Vic Fangio returning next season, playoffs or bust. There's no other way around it. You have to make the playoffs if you're Vic Fangio, I think, if you want to have a job in Denver next season. I would love for Vic Fangio to return as the defensive coordinator. That's not happening. You know, I wish we could, play Geppetto and just move things around. That makes the most sense to me. But playoffs are bust because this Broncos team, as of lately, it's been tough. Okay, they've missed the playoffs the last 5 seasons. I'm sorry for just reminding everyone of this. They're on the verge of their longest playoff drought since 1976. If they don't make the playoffs this year, that's 6 straight seasons of a postseason appearance. And the team is currently undergoing a soft rebuild. And that's why I look at the schedule here once again. Because for Fangio, he knows that this team was kind of gutted. Just in terms of like losing Von Miller. And then you add in all the injuries. And it's not his fault, okay, that Bradley Chubb goes down in week 2. Bryce Callahan, his best corner, goes down for maybe the rest of the season. He's down offensive linemen left and right. His entire linebacking core has been decimated. But at the end of the day, it's a what can you do for me now, not what have you done for me in the past. And even his past isn't that great. But despite good defenses and underperforming offenses, I'm talking myself in a little bit of circles. But the Broncos schedule, if Fangio wants to make the playoffs, these are the 5 games. These 5 games, I think, will absolutely control the Broncos' fate. It's not going to come down to a Week 16 or 17 game in my eyes. 4 out of the next 5 are at home, right in front of you. You got to make it happen if you're Vic. Guys, before we get to the rest of my overreactions, if you love free videos talking about the Broncos news and rumors, and you want a free jersey, we've got the hookup for you right here at the Broncos Breakdown. So make sure you subscribe right now. Turn your notifications on so you never miss a video and you never miss free videos, or a free jersey giveaway. Not a raffle, but like Oprah style. You get a jersey, you get a jersey, you get a jersey. And I want to tell you about our friends over at BetUS. Our sportsbook partner is hooking you up with the 125% deposit bonus. All you need to do is go to chatsports.com/bet. Plug in that promo code, Broncos125, and boom. You put $100 in, for example, you got $225 to play with. And not only are you going to get that, you want a free jersey? Because here at Chat Sports, we are hooking you up. All you got to do is follow these 4 simple steps. Take a screenshot, take a picture of this slide right here or the screen, and make it happen. Go to chatsports.com/bet, Broncos125. When you sign up and you deposit $100, boom, right off the bat, 125% deposit bonus. And then email us jersey@chatsports.com with your BetUS account number and a screenshot of your first bet. And you're looking like this guy. You're looking like a Jeudy guy on Christmas, okay? Over the holidays. Whatever you're celebrating, let us help you out. Be the most popular man at the family table when you're giving someone a Bradley Chubb jersey, a Jeudy jersey. Just let us know what size, what color, and we've got it all for you. Follow these 4 simple steps right here. It's an amazing deal. There's no hoops to jump through. There's no catch or anything like that. We're just simply hooking you guys up with a free jersey. It's the holiday season. Do yourself a favor. Get someone you love a jersey for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate. And also, get yourself a 125% deposit bonus. We're giving you swag for gambling. That's the greatest thing I've ever heard of. Do yourself a favor. Check it out right now. So, back to my Week 9 overreaction. I got a little diluted there. Jeudy is the next Demaryius Thomas. Whew. That is an overreaction. Demaryius, 88, is a Broncos legend. He is one of the greats. This is really early, but I was just kind of cherry-picking stats a little bit. And for me, it's just an overreaction for now. There's a lot of football after Jeudy's career. Who knows what this Broncos team would have been like if Jeudy doesn't go down in Week 1 against the Giants, because this Broncos offense is very different with Jeudy in it. But I do want to show you the numbers of Jeudy versus Demaryius Thomas through their first 19 games, because that's what we do. We're stat picking. We're those guys right now. Jeudy has more targets, which means more receptions. He's got more yards, a basically identical average, and Demaryius has him on touchdowns 6-3 through their first 19 games. Honestly, I didn't expect Jeudy to be ahead of Thomas, but you kind of forget early in Thomas's career, he struggled to stay healthy and on the field. He was in a crowded wide receiver room with Brandon Lloyd, Bailey. So there was a lot of great players in that Broncos team at the time, back when Thomas was taken in 2010, 2011, 2010. So for me, the Broncos offense, though, it looks so much better with Jeudy. The Giants game was fun. And then the Washington game was just a bit of a rehab and get yourself back up to speed for Jeudy, but still a win. And then week 9, you just blow the socks off of the Dallas Cowboys at their place. Jeudy, 3-0 when playing this year for the Broncos. So do with those sabermetrics that you want. So with that being said, though, let's check out the all-time receiving leaders for the Broncos. And if Jeudy can actually make a run at these legends right here. You've got Super Bowl champ Rod Smith. He's number 1, clocking in north of 1,100 yards. Demaryius Thomas right there, just north of 9,000. Of course, Shannon Sharp right there at 8,400. It's going to be a tough uphill battle for anyone to get close to Thomas or Rod Smith. But if anyone could do it, I would imagine it's a wide receiver you picked in the first round. Having said that, I do want your opinion on this, though. Who is the wide receiver 1 on this team? Is it Jeudy or Courtland Sutton? Because both players kind of alternate weeks. I don't want to say alternate weeks, but Courtland Sutton, when he's on, he's on. But when he's off, it is cold. It is ice cold. And Jeudy, I want to see him more than just, flash in the pan, deep threat every now and then. And he's really evolved his route running skills and has become a 3rd and 8. Yeah, I'll go out and get 10 yards and get you the first down kind of wide receiver. Broncos fans, if you have not already, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. I'm always talking Broncos, talking NFL. We're keeping it light. I'm not a beat reporter. I'm not breaking news for you guys. I'm going to share the news. But go ahead and follow me on Twitter right now, at Matthew Petey. And if I get a couple followers from this video, I'll shout you guys out on another Broncos breakdown. Also, if you have not already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel today. Stay in the know all season long about the latest Broncos news and rumors. Would really appreciate it. But anything For every subscription we get, that's just, I don't know, one less. We're catching up to the Kansas City Chiefs report, and that's good in my book. They're ahead of us. Let's beat them. Let's catch up to them. So subscribe right now if you love the Broncos or if you just simply hate the Chiefs.